What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be catching up on some questions we've gotten here on the YouTube channel, as well as the new Etsy Success Seller group. If you have not joined that, please do so. We can interact together, pretty consistently and pretty easily here, compared to YouTube, where you don't really get as many notifications, etc. It's a great group. We're all conversing, etc. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, and I apologize for that. There's no real reason why I haven't been focusing on YouTube, just been focusing on other projects in my life. So yeah, let's jump into it. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. I do new videos all the time on Etsy, e-commerce, and personal success. With that being said, the first question is here from Monica in the Facebook group. Hi Dave, I have a quick question about tags on Etsy. I noticed that some sellers, among them even top sellers, have sometimes strange unrelated tags on the bottom of the product page under Explore related categories and searches. For example, the tags for a tiger print show rock climbing decor or Austin map print, but first tea, etc. The tags would show just above the section under Explore related searches. All make sense. Looks to me like these are the ones which the seller was using. Do you know why these other tags show? Thank you. Yes, I have noticed at least on my browser, both on Firefox and Chrome. It could be different for you, Monica, but on my browser, Etsy no longer shows me Etsy no longer shows me the tags that the seller used. Which is a big move. We used to be able to spy on competitors that way. I'm not quite sure if some apps well, actually, I take that back. These very much look like their tags. It's been going back and forth then. I really take that back, because there has been instances where there are no tags down there. Then there's instances where there are tags. This is on the Firefox browser. Yeah, I'm not completely sure on that. I'm still figuring that one out as well with you, because there's been times where there has been no tags. And I'm actually surprised to see that in this video. It's quite embarrassing, actually, but hey, we're all learning at the same time, aren't we? Yeah, I want to believe that these aren't their tags, just single words. Don't use single words as your tags. Always use as much of the 20 characters as possible. If you end up like this with either an adjective or a noun just in your tag spot, always add the other. If there's an adjective sitting in there by themselves, after you put the commas in, after pasting your tags into your tag section, after doing your title, which is the way I recommend it, then you want to add what's missing, whether it be a noun or an adjective, because you do not want to waste that tag space. So I really hope that these are not their tags, but it's looking like it is. But for the longest time, the tags were invisible for me. This is really weird. We'll just jump to the next question, because that's not what we want to talk about. So let's go here. I took some screenshots from my YouTube here, so let's see if you guys can see these, hopefully. Hi Dave, I just opened a shop on Etsy about 2 months, and I try to add new listings 2 or 3 times a week. I sell handmade resin coasters and trays, and I have a few sales. My concern is all my sales came from my Instagram account marketing and none from Etsy. So I want to know your opinion. Is it worth continuing on Etsy, or just join Shopify as I'm bringing in all the sales? See, this is a big topic here, and this is for everybody, whether you're new or not. So you have a split choice to make. When you're sending sales to Etsy from Instagram, you are going to boost your organic Etsy traffic. Etsy loves when you send them traffic from outside of Etsy. They make more money that way, and they appreciate that, and they reward you for that, because on average, the average lifetime value of a customer on Etsy, according to one of their quarterly reports, I think in 2019, it's around $200. So that's the average of all their customers ever that have ever created an account on Etsy. So if you can bring new people in there, or existing people, it just adds to Etsy's revenue, and they like that, so they'll award you for that. So you can either keep going with that and do that, or you can send that traffic to your Shopify. And with your Shopify come a lot of other benefits, like being able to collect emails, being able to do upsales, being able to do cross sales, tons of things like this that bring you a lot of capability. However, if you're strapped for time, then you're not going to want to mess with all that stuff. You can just stick with your Etsy. But if you want to make this a full-time thing, then absolutely. You're going to eventually want to split and have a Shopify and have your social media traffic going there and have your Etsy doing well by itself. But before you do that, two things need to happen. You need to be good on Etsy. You need to know SEO. You need to know all the strategies that I outline in the Instagram playbook and the Slow Sales Solutions program. Link in the description if you want to check those out. Or, you just need to learn Etsy and Instagram or whatever social media platform that is. That's what I'm getting at here. And also, you need to have a large social media following. You can't have just a few thousand followers on a social media platform and expect that to pay your bills with your Shopify. It's possible, depends on the average value of your sales, etc. But most of the time you need to have a large following on social media to monetize it to pay your bills. So I hope that answers your question. And I can make a video. I'm going to make a video on this topic in the future where about the split. Do I go with Etsy? Do I go with Shopify? Do I go both, or do I abandon one, etc.? Because it's a big topic, and there are a lot of things in place. There are a lot of things that need to be in place if you're going to make those choices. So let's go to the next question. Oh, this one I took a screenshot of. You are wise. You are wise. You will do what Dave says. Our shop was doing well, but after working with Dave, we saw massive growth. He knows what he's talking about. Thank you, Riley. Definitely appreciate you as well. Definitely helped Riley out a lot with his fabricating different custom fire pits, etc. He does a lot of cool work. If you want to speak with me one-on-one, the description is in the link is in the description below to get coaching from me, or you can just join one of my programs and you'll get all of that knowledge. All right, plug over. Next question. Hi, Dave. I have been working on my SEO recently. I am using Marmalade for that. I have watched a lot of videos on it, but I still could not figure out what's more important. For instance, when I focus on long-tail keywords, some of their engagement turn out to be not so good. But then, when I give weight to the engagement, then Marmalade sometimes changes the rate of a listing from A- to B+, saying that the keywords are not long enough or readable enough. What should I give more significance to? The long-tail tags, focus keywords, or the engagement? Is a listing's rating automatically given by Marmalade telling enough? Please help. I am so very confused. So yeah, I've went over this a few times before, and I just want to say, I want to preface it with this, is that you cannot obsess about Marmalade's listing grades. I have not even looked at my listing grades in over 2 years. Okay, it's more of a guideline for new people that need to learn Etsy. It's much more of a guideline than a say all be all, end of the world, this is law type situation. It's just to teach you what Etsy likes and what customers like. Readability of a fourth grader, very easy to read. Positive sentiment in your descriptions, stuff like this. How good are the individual tags in the listing, rating within Marmalade? All of these things matter, and you need to learn them. But once you learn them, do not obsess over it. So to answer your question is another kind of mouthful as well, because you want to create keywords that are long tail, but however, when you put them into Marmalade, if that's what you're using, then most like 3-word long tail phrases don't do well in Marmalade. They just don't. But when you break them down to just 2 words or 1 word, you'll find the gold, right? So going back to the whole thought of, you want to keep your mindset in adjective and noun, right? So 2 adjectives, then a noun, or 3 adjectives, then a noun. Then in your tags below that, you put the noun after each one of those adjectives. That way, there's not just a single word in your tags. That's the way I do it. That's the way that works amazingly for me, and for a lot of my students. So you don't want to obsess over the listing grade, nor do you want to obsess over long tail keywords rating within Marmalade. So that 3 or 4 word phrase that that you really want to work within Marmalade and that describes your product very well, just break it down to the two-word phrase, right? So let's say for my shop, for example, crystal jewelry and stuff. So if we did, calming, grounding crystal bracelet, if I put that into Marmalade, yeah, they're gonna come back and say, yeah, nobody's searching that long tail. Nobody's searching that. Because most people are searching just two-word phrases or three tops. But the reason why we want to do a long tail phrase is because we want to hit all possibilities. So find the two-word phrase and then add adjectives after that. So within Marmalade, each two-word phrase. So I said, what did I say? Grounding, calming, crystal bracelet, grounding bracelet, calming bracelet, and crystal bracelet. All of those are good within Marmalade. But when I put them all together in Marmalade, they're not good. But in my tags, I do grounding bracelet, calming bracelet, crystal bracelet, right? So I hope that sheds some light on that subject, because it can be confusing. Yeah, when you're using Marmalade and trying to get the long tail phrases, it's going to be very confusing, and this question is going to come up every single time unless you ask somebody or unless you figure it out on your own and kind of get this methodology down. Next question. All right. Hi, Dave. I'm sure you've noticed changes in your shop recently. Empty baskets and slow sales. I have. In August, all of a sudden, things changed. I contacted Etsy not long ago, and apparently they're testing new things, including removing items from baskets that are older than 30 days and move them to the saved for later section. The trouble is that even new added items won't show in the baskets. My hubby and I tested it. Surely empty baskets will put new customers off. It's human nature. If you're planning on making a video about this issue, please encourage your watchers to contact Etsy and ask them to go back to the old system that was working fine. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. I think that, especially before Christmas, this is a very risky and silly move from Etsy. Stay safe. Okay, so a few things here is that, no, I haven't noticed slow sales in my shop in August. And lots of other people, Judith aren't either. It's very, every shop is very, very different. And when Etsy does tests, they only do it on a few shops as well. So yeah, I've experienced times where my shop has mysteriously dropped for a week or so, or even a month, and I've learned to come back from them. But most of the time, honestly, it's what you're doing with your shop. Very rarely, I would say like 80% of the time, this is a rough estimation, by the way, 80% of the time it's what you're doing with your shop, and 20% of the time it's some weird stuff Etsy does, like 2019 with Etsy ads and the free shipping thing. Those things definitely affected people on a wide scale. But when I see comments in forums and Facebook groups and on my channel where people are saying like, hey, have you guys noticed blah, 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 blah? No. And most people say, no, I haven't. I've done good. And actually, I'm pretty sure the reply to this comment, yeah, there's two replies here. The below reply said, actually, no, August was one of my best years or best months. So it's always different. Usually when you see your sales drop, it's from what I call digital cobwebs. It's from old listings that are dragging your conversion rate down, that never sell, that never have sold, or barely ever sell. And this is one of the main concepts that I go over and how to correct and how to win in the end from in the Slow Sales Solutions program. So if you guys want to learn more about the digital cobwebs phenomena or just the problem that most sellers experience on Etsy, please join the Slow Sales Solutions program. I've crafted it after doing hundreds of coaching calls and helping hundreds of sellers out of the depths of slow sales and Etsy mental anguish. So that's all we have for today, you guys. Like I said, please join the Facebook group here. It's called Etsy Seller Success Strategies. It's Etsy Seller Success Strategies. I tried to think of the best name possible that people would type into Facebook. I think that covers all of it. A lot of the other groups are like, Etsy jewelry and et cetera and stuff like that. And it's kind of niche. So this one, please join, please ask questions. I'll be there to answer and you can interact with me more. And of course I'll answer the questions in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you in the next video. Expect more videos from me in the future. Have a beautiful day.